Just a second, please. Okie dokie, so we'll carry on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, fantastic. So we'll carry on. I would share my screen again. Just hold on a second, please. Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, so just like I said, in this free 30-minute webinar, we'll be walking you through how to effectively handle your business like a project. Okay, so let's go. First and foremost, what is project management? What is this big word that we hear every time? I mean, what is project management? Project management involves a couple of things, and for me, they actually involve about 5 to 6 things. The first thing is the initiation stage, and as a business owner, that is the point where you initiate. You have that idea. You have, first and foremost, you have lots and lots of ideas, and then you look at it. You look at the practicability of all the ideas, and then you decide to run with 1 or run with 2 or run with 3, as the case may be. Now you are the initiator of the idea, so you have the holistic overview of that idea. You understand what it is all about. Just like I said, you are the initiator. So, I mean, everything starts and ends with you. So everything about the business, you have it. You have the thoughts, you have the passion, you have that inner desire to do something, to provide for some needs that you have identified, you know, or just to make an impact in your society. And so you are the initiator. Now, remember, we're talking about project managing your business for profit. After that, we move on to that part of project management, which is planning. So you do not just leave the idea up in your head. You do not just, you know, let it go. You do not just let it life follow. Yes, you have initiated the idea. The next thing is that you now plan. And in planning, what do? You break up your idea into smaller blocks, right? You break it up and into smaller actionable plans. And then when you have broken up those ideas into smaller actionable plans, so for an instance, you're asking questions like, what resources do I need? Do I require human resources at the early stage of the business? And I tell you, as an entrepreneur, most times it's always better to start it up first. And then as you gradually grow, you're bringing in people, I mean, staff to help you. But just in case you have the capital from the onset, nothing says you cannot start building a team from the scratch as well. Remember, we're in the planning stage. Then you ask yourself, what capital do I need? How do I get the financial resources to finance this business? Do I have some savings that I'm going to go back to and I'm going to use it to launch my business? Or do I want to reach out to family and friends, you know, loved ones to say, oh, this is the idea I have. Can you assist? You know, at this initial stage, it is always not advisable for you to take loans because, I mean, you're just starting the business. So taking loans at this time would most likely drown the business because you're yet to start making returns. You're yet to start seeing returns on investment. So how are you going to be able to pay back that loan? People do not know you. I mean, you're still at the stage, the very early stage of what we call, I mean, there's no form of brand awareness at this particular time. And so this is the planning phase. You're looking at those ideas you have, and you're asking yourself, how actionable are these ideas? How am I going to meet, you know, how am I going to, you know, meet up with this? How am I going to bring these ideas to life? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. How am I going to bring my ideas alive? And then you plan. Now, it doesn't just stop there. Remember, we're talking about project managing your business for profit. You now move on to the execution stage. So those smaller ideas, actionable blocks that you have put together, you have put them in boxes, you have put them, in different categories to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to do. It is now time for you to execute. And I love to say this as it is now time for you to walk the talk. And so you move on, you work the talk. All of those ideas you have put down, all of those plans you have made, you now start to walk the talk. It doesn't just start there, you also bring in what we call control. And then you must, of course, control in the sense that what exactly are you doing? What are those checks and balances you're putting in place, okay? If you have a team working with you, how do you check back on what they're doing? How are you monitoring? How are you ensuring that your plan, your business idea is being grown the way you have planned it to be? And of course, in the stage of control, which is basically checks and balances, you move on to reviews. As you're controlling, you're beginning to notice those things that are working and those things that are not working. You see what I mean? You're reviewing, and then for those ones that are working, you continue with. And for those ones that are not working, you look at it and you ask yourself, okay, is there a better way for me to be able to do this? And that's what leads you on to what we call best practices. Now, what are best practices? Best practices are those things that are globally accepted business-wise. You see what I mean? So for an instance, you have a customer calling you and you're not able to pick up the call. Courtesy demands that immediately you send a message to say, hey, I'm not available right now. I'm going to call you back in the jiffy. And then you must remember to return that call. Return the call in the next 10 to 15 minutes. In short, in the next 30 minutes after you've gotten that call, you must respond either via a message or via a call. You must learn to seek clarity. Now, all of these are what we call best practices. You cannot just assume you know what your customer needs. I mean, you do not just assume that you have a perfect understanding of what they need, even though you understand to an extent what they need. I tell you from experience, it's always better to listen to them talk. Learn to listen, because from listening, you're even able to decipher one or two other things that probably you're not even aware of. Now, all of this will now translate to success. These are your success criteria. It leads to business growth, and then it leads to business profitability. All right, so if you have any questions, just feel free to drop in the section, in the chat box. So the question is, how is my business a project? Like seriously, how is my business a project? How is it a project? It is a project because your business is meant to be systematic, deliberate, planned, and focused sets of tasks to be delivered within certain parameters. I'm very sure the reason you set up your business is to make some money, right? Because we're all in the business of making money. You see what I mean? So these are certain parameters, they're well-defined parameters, and that's the reason you have set up your business. But mind you, you cannot run a business in a disorganized way. It's not just going to work. It has to be systematic. There has to be a process. It has to be like you're molding blocks. It has to be one block after the other. And it starts from the foundation, the initiation stage. So if you have not, laid a solid foundation, the blocks you're laying on that foundation, eventually it will crumble. And that is why it has to be systematic. It has to be systematically planned. It has to be systematically thought through. It has to be a deliberate, plan, and focused set of tasks. You have to focus squarely on it. You have to understand what exactly is that thing you're bringing to the table for your customers. And so you project manage your business one step at a time. And nothing says that you cannot run with several other tasks at the same time, but you just make sure that it's systematically planned and it's strategically thought through. And that's the reason why your business is a project. Now, what are those things you should possess? Remember, we talked about the qualities of a good manager, okay? The qualities of a good project manager. A couple of things which you must learn to possess. You must learn to multitask without dropping the ball. You must learn to develop people management skills. I mean, people management skills in the sense of you liaising with your internal stakeholders and your external stakeholders. I mean, your stakeholders internally could just be only you. It doesn't matter. But you also need to learn to manage yourself. You also need to learn to be emphatic with yourself. You also need to learn to give yourself a break when there is a need to give yourself a break. You have to learn to manage your customers. If you're rude to them, you're just going to lose them. You have to learn to be polite, courtesy, the 5 magic words as it's been said. They are very important when it comes to people management skills. You must learn to be emphatic. And in the slide you're going to see now, I talked about you're being compassionate and you're also very firm. So you do not allow people, generally internal and external people, to take you for granted. You put your foot down on what is right and you just, very diplomatically talk them through why you think it should be this way or why you think it should be that way. And you must learn to multitask. I tell you, setting up a business means a whole lot of sacrifices. I would also tell you that the entrepreneurial journey is a lonely road. It's like everybody, they're just sitting down and folding their hands and watching you fail or succeed. And remember, you are the initiator. So if you are the initiator, then it means that you must see that idea to success. You must see that idea to growth. You must see that idea, delivering on the set objectives. You must juggle so many things at the same time. And how can you learn to juggle so many things at the same time? You must have a plan. You must have timelines. You cannot just, like I said, do things anyhow. You must be organized. That is a given when it comes to managing your business. You must be organized. You cannot do things haphazardly. And so we move on to the next slide where we're talking about the qualities of a good project manager or the qualities of a good businessman. The first thing here is that you must understand the end goal and the LOS. Now, what do I mean? What does LOS mean? It means the look of success. Remember, you are the initiator of that idea. So you own the mission and vision. You see what others are not seeing. You understand what exactly you want to deliver. You understand that need you want to meet. You have a certain picture in your head of what success for you would look like. And remember, success for Mr. A is different from success for Mr. B, because there are different business lines you're handling. So the way businessman A is running his business, you may want to run yours that way and you may not succeed. So you need to know what works for you. And that is why you must understand the end goal and the look of success. So now at this point, I want you to get out a pen and just write down the end goals of your business. I tell you, it is not only about making profits. Is it that you want to reach XYZ number of people? Is it that you want to equip or empower XYZ number of people? You see what I mean? So what will the look of success be for you? What is that look of success you desire for your business? Are you looking at setting up a brick and mortar shop? Is that your look of success? Put it down. What exactly does the look of success for your business looks like? It's all in your head because you are the initiator of that idea. Okay, and then just like I have said, you must be able to multitask. But the question is, how can you multitask without dropping the ball? I remember those days when I was nursing my children, go bring them from school, and the little one is shouting and yelling, he's hungry, and I'm driving. I'll park by the road and nurse him and continue on my journey. And I was running a career. I was neck deep in my career, but I had to run with everything. Sleepless nights and even till dates. Writing business proposals, reaching out to clients, doing emails, following through, following up, ensuring nothing drops, ensuring nobody drops the ball. I had my checklist. For any project, I always had a checklist because trust me, no matter how intelligent you think you are, you would definitely forget some things. I had my checklist and I kept on going back to, I had them printed out, not even soft copy. I had them printed out so that I could easily refer and I could tick to say, okay, this has been done. So just imagine running a business and you have like 10 different projects under that business. How are you going to cope if you are not organized? So, my dears, there is no how you'll be able to multitask without planning. You must plan. You must learn to plan. And this leads us to the other one, which is you must have a very clear vision, a very clear vision. There is clarity in your head. Remember, you are the initiator of the plan. You're the initiator of the business. You understand what exactly you want to achieve. It's all in your head. And when you have a team, make sure you share your vision with your team or else they're going to mess you up. I've seen it happen severally. If you are the only one that has that vision and you have a team, there is trouble. But when you have that vision and then you share it with your team, you find out that everybody, they're all aligned and they're all working together to achieve the end goal. And the end goal for every organization is about business growth. Take it or leave it. And then, of course, you must be passionate and enthusiastic about your business. I mean, nobody can be more passionate about your business than you. You are you. You cannot be copied. You are you. So you must be passionate and enthusiastic because it is the passion and enthusiasm you radiate that would, get other people to you. And then empathy and compassion. You must be firm and compassionate. Excuse me. Now, this works in both ways. And that's why I put there ×2. You must have compassion for yourself. At times, we drive ourselves so hard without taking cognizance of our health. It's only a healthy man that can run a business. Don't ever forget that. You must show yourself empathy. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Know when you need to take a break, like I said earlier. Know when you need to drive yourself to achieve that project, to achieve that goal. And when you have a team as well, you should also learn to show empathy and show compassion to them. But that doesn't mean you would allow yourself to be tossed up and down. You must be firm, but also show compassion. In this age and time, trust me, you must be digitally savvy. You cannot afford not to be digitally savvy. I mean, COVID came and the way we live changed. COVID redefined our way of living globally. It used to be a global village. I say now it's a global hamlet. It's now a global hamlet. Because from where you sit, we're doing this now virtually. A couple of years back, couple of months back, it has to be physically done. But now we can all meet on the virtual platform. You must be digitally savvy. You cannot avoid this. And then finally, you must understand the basic business financials, your cost of production. All right? Now, what margin, what profit do you want to make? What's going to be your markup? If your cost of production is X, your margin should be XY. And then, of course, what's your final cost to customer? Now, you don't just put up this cost to customer without doing a competitive survey, without doing a feasibility study. Trust me, you're not the only one offering that service. You're not the only one in that business. You're not the only one in that business line. So what has happened is that there are set competitive rates that people operate. And when we go into our Excel sheet, we see exactly what I'm talking about. Remember, we said this is practical project management to manage your business and see it grow and see it boom. So guys, You must understand the basic financial processes, or else you will not be able to make it. Because, for instance, if you do not know what your cost of production is, how then would you even know how much to sell to your customer? Remember that your cost of production must cover certain things, and then you have a little markup. So decide, do you want to do a 10% markup on your cost of production? Is it a 20% markup? Taking your target audience into consideration as well. Can they afford it? If you do a 50% markup, would your target audience be able to afford it? Or if you do a 10% markup, they'll be able to afford it. So where do you fall into? You must understand your business type for you to be able to set competitive rates. Okay, now I'll say this very quickly. Should you have questions, quick drop, just please drop in the chat room, and then we're going to come back to that. Now, I cannot talk about project management. Anywhere I go to, anywhere I'm invited, I must talk about the 3H principles in project management. And this goes for yourself, or should you have a team? And what are the 3H? Like you can see, you can take a screenshot of the slide. It is the heart connection, it is the head connection, and it is the hand connection. Now, what is the heart connection? That is where we talk about passion. We talk about enthusiasm. You know what you want. You're passionate about the particular business. Excuse me. It's something you love to do. It's a gift. It's a talent. I mean, anytime you're doing that thing, you just feel cool with yourself. That is the heart connection. You're connecting with that thing you love to do. You're getting your team to connect with that thing they love to do. Now, when the heart has connected, then it sends signals to the head. And the head starts to think, how am I going to achieve this? What do I need to do? That is the planning stage. What do I need to do? How do I need to go about this? What are those processes I need to put in place? And once you've done that, it goes to the hand connection. And this is the point where you roll up your sleeves and you do it. You get the hands to work. You get your own hands to work, and you get the hands of your team to work. Now, these 3 things are very important in project management. And when you want to project manage your business, you cannot you cannot ignore any of this. This is the process. This is how it goes. If you cannot connect with what you do, if your team cannot connect with the vision of the business, there will be no head connection. And because there is no head connection, there will be no drive to get the hands to do. And sincerely speaking, the challenge we all have is implementation. It is implementation, execution of ideas. We know how to analyze. We know how to criticize. I mean, have you ever been with a group of guys watching football? Everybody knows how to play better than the footballer on the field. But tell them to go and play the ball, they cannot. So everybody can talk. As it's been said, talk is cheap. But only few people can do. And fewer people can talk and do. And if you must succeed in your business, if you must, grow your business to profit, if you must have sustainable business growth, then you must learn to manage your business with the heart connection, the head connection, and the hand connection. Please, if you have any questions, drop. I need some engagement in the chat room. What's going on, guys? Hey, what's going on? I'm seeing some chats. Okay. Fantastic. Now we carry on. Okay, just a second. So the question now is, how then can you apply project management to grow your business? You see, it's been said that execution is at the heart of excellence. Execution is the heart of excellence. If you do not know how to execute, there will be no excellence found. And excellence means different things. Excellence means profit. Excellence means growth. I mean, whatever you make excellence to be is what it is. And now we move on to the practical application. Now, you make and sell clothes, okay? and you have 100 garments to sell. How are you going to go about this from a project management point of view? So the first thing, of course, that comes to your head, that comes to all of us is, oh, no. I have to source for raw materials in bulk to reduce cost per unit. Yeah, we all know that. I mean, the more you produce, the lesser your cost of production, because your costs are basically spread across. The other question you want to ask yourself from a project management point of view is, what duration do you need to make 100 garments? I mean, number of personnel required. Do you need 1,000 people to just make 100 garments? So you just need 2 people. You know, what's the task duration? Do you want to get more people, for an instance, to produce this 100 garments within a shorter time duration? I mean, what is that thing exactly? And the logic is very simple. So let's, all of these are fictitious costs. So let's say total cost of production, raw materials, machines, other associated costs, let's say it's 1 million. And you already know from trends that the total number of garments 1 million would make is just 100 garments. And again, from trends, trends are very important in project management and in business generally, because if you're not able to efficiently and effectively forecast, you may either run at a loss, and then you may not be able to latch on to trends that would have benefited your business. Okay, so if all your cost of production, is 1 million, and then the total cost of garments you're going to make is 100, so that means your cost of production per garment is 10K. And you already know, again, like I said, from trends, you need 3 months to sell this off, and you have planned a profit margin of 50%. Now, the questions you want to ask utilizing project management strategies: 1, is it possible for you to sell off those 100 garments in 2 months or even 1 month? What do you need to achieve this business goal? And it's at this point you draw up your project plan. Okay, so we're going to go into the Excel sheet now. Fantastic. Now, if you can see this, just drop in the chat box and say, yeah, are you seeing the Excel sheet? Because this is where the practical application of this whole thing happens. So just drop in the chat box. Can you see this? Can you see this? I'm waiting for responses. Can you see the Excel sheet? I'm waiting for responses, guys. Excel sheet, can you see it? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Yeah, I got 1 response. Okay, several more. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so we can see. Some of us can see, some of us cannot see. So I'm going to stop share and I would reshare so that everybody can see it. Okie dokie. We'll be right back, sharing this now. Okay, I think everybody should be able to see it now. Okay, believe we can all see this. Okay, and so what's the business goal? Remember, your business is like a project. And what we're discussing today is how to project manage your business for profit. So what's your business goal, by the way? You want to invest 1 million naira to produce 100 outfits with production cost of 10,000 naira per outfit. And you want to recoup your capital in 6 months. Now, it's possible this 1 million naira is from your personal savings. It's possible this 1 million naira is from your friends and family who you have reached out to and they've been able to give you money. It's even also possible that you've taken a small business loan to start this. What that means is that there is no excuse for failure, and that is why you must manage your business like a project, because project management takes into consideration everything that could possibly go wrong. I mean, crisis management, risk management, what to do when this goes this way, your plan A, your plan B, your plan C in some cases. That is what project management helps you to do. Project management keeps you organized. It keeps you in track. It enables and helps you not to drop the ball. So this is the business goal. Now, we're going to apply the project management thinking. Okay, so how are we going to go about this? Now, the question again is, what do you want to achieve? You want to achieve at the end of the day, you must know what you want to achieve and note it. You want to recoup your capital in 6 months, right? That's what you want to achieve at the end of the day. And then, of course, you want to make profit, yeah? So you want to recoup your capital, okay, and probably pay back the loans you have taken. And you also, of course, want to make profit because we're in the business of making profit. Okay, so questions, what do you want to achieve? How do you want to achieve it? What is that best implementation strategy to achieve your business goal? Then you ask yourself, what tactics should you employ? Is there a better way to achieve what you want to achieve? Okay, what measures do you need to put in place? How do you track and evaluate? Okay, reviews. Did you achieve what you set out to achieve from the onset? Is it below expectations? Did you meet expectations or did you exceed expectations? And in what duration of time did you achieve your goals? Okay, was it a lesser time frame? Was it a longer time frame? Or were you just on point? Okay, and then what quality of product or service did you eventually deliver? There are 4 tactics that I'm going to share with you. And then for the purpose of this, we're just going to deal with one of the tactics. And then, of course, we're having another session, the first flawless execution strategies with Eunice. You register for that, and then we can talk extensively on the other tactics. But here we have 4 tactics that you can employ from a project management point of view. Your first tactic, guys, is you want to ignore competitive market price. Okay, you want to ignore competitive market price of same outfits, and then you think of something to set yours apart and place a higher price tag. So what that means is that, let's say the competitive price for that particular kind of garment, let's say it goes for 12,000 naira, okay, for that very trendy dress, all right? But guess what? You know that is what the market price is, but you're saying, okay, I probably want to, give my something to set it apart. So maybe you want to put in a bit of what we call emotional marketing. You want to tell them where you made the garment, how you made the garment, the process, the kind of machine, and so your finishing is much better than others that are in the market. I mean, it could be anything. You see what I mean? It could even be where you source your fabrics from. Okay, now you just think of something to set yours apart, and then you now place a higher price tag. That is tactic 1. Remember, you have to recoup your capital in 6 months. Okay, your second tactic is you want to map out a strategy to sell all 100 outfits in a lesser time frame than 3 months. So you can achieve a faster turnover and recoup your capital in a lesser time frame. That is another strategy. Okay, so project management thinking comes in across all the 4 tactics here. The third tactic is you want to stick to your conventional plan of selling 100 outfits in 3 months, and then you leave money on the table. That is someone who does not want to take risks. It's just comfortable with the status quo. So 3 months, the trend already shows that in 3 months I'll be able to sell off 100 garments. No problem now. I'll sell it off in 100. Yeah, I'll sell off the 100 garments in 3 months. I mean, you're just there. You're just there. I don't want to say you're not smart. You're smart, but that is your own strategy. All right. Tactic 3. And then tactic 4, you probably want to double the number of outfits to sell. So instead of producing 100 in 3 months, okay, or using 1 million to produce 100 outfits, which you're going to sell in 3 months, you now ask yourself, is it possible to produce 200 outfits? Okay, so what does that mean? Would my quality be affected? So is it now quantity over quality? You see what I mean? Or perhaps you want to source for places where you can get your raw materials at better rates. And this happens every time. If you do not learn how to minimize your cost of production, you would never be competitive. You would never be competitive at all. So you must learn to roll up your sleeves. So supplier 1 tells you it is 100 naira for this particular thing. You get another quote. Supplier 2 tells you it is 150 naira. And supplier 3 maybe tells you it is 80 naira. My dear, it's your business, Abi. You're just starting up. Oh yeah, roll up your sleeves now. Shebi, you know the markets where they sell these things. Go to the markets and source for that thing. I'll tell you guys an experience I had. Now, what happened was that one of my clients, we were going to organize, we do what we call experiential marketing. And so we needed to organize a football match for the customers that were going to come to the event, you know, just like I said, creating experiences, creating a whole lot of fun, and ensuring these guys, they leave the whole place and they leave the event ground happy. And to add a bit more color, we said, okay, we needed to, you know, give them medals. I mean, gold, silver, and bronze medals. And a very good plan. I mean, it was even a value add from us. And I'll talk about value add if I can fit into this time, but some other time, it's okay. Now, it was actually a value add. And so I reached out to about 3 of my suppliers. And the first supplier said, it was going to cost 1,500 naira for just one medal. And I'm like, oh, like seriously? And the guy went and said, madam, this is the best. So, you know, we know you're quality conscious, you're this, you're that. No. This is the best. It's 1.5. You cannot get it for any other cost anywhere. I was like, okay, thank you very much. I said, no problem. I'll get back to you, right? Supplier 2 brought in his own quote and he said it was about 1,000 naira, okay? And then supplier brought in about, I think 800 naira now, 600. I can't really remember. And I had those 3 categories of quotes. And here I was. I needed to do this as a value add for my clients. So that means there was no budget for it, but we still needed to do it. So what did we do? We rolled up our sleeves and we entered the markets. Like seriously, I'm not joking. We entered the market and it will shock you to know how much we got those medals for. Should I tell you guys? We got those medals at 250 naira per one. And then plus cost of branding, we paid 380 naira. I think the whole cost for one medal was less than 400 naira. That was a couple of years back. So you see, if we do not learn how to minimize and how to become very effective in our pricing strategies when it comes to cost of production, you would never be competitive. And did that business win us more business? Of course, yes, it did. Because we were the only ones that delivered that football experience to the customers, and that sets us apart. And on and on and on and on and on and on, they kept on giving us jobs, and they still give us jobs. So you need to understand how project management helps in all of this. See, it was so easy for me to sit down in my office and cross my leg and say, okay, it's 1,500 per medal, or it's 800 naira per medal. When I would get it. So what did I do? I went to the source of production and we got that thing at a far lesser rate, 200% lower. And analyzing the statistics, before you even go any further, you must first understand in details your profitability analysis. So now, remember we're talking about investing 1 million naira, you have been able to produce 100 garments from that 1 million naira. And guess what? You are going to sell those 100 garments in 3 months from trends, but you need to recoup your capital in 6 months. Okay. So what is your profitability analysis here? So first and foremost, what is your cost of sale? Your cost of sale in this instance, remember, would be your cost, would be your fabric, okay, the thread, labor, machine, finishing, maybe you have a weaving machine or something. You see, all of these are cost of production. Cost of sale is what we call it. And do not forget that one of the things you can possibly get at a cheaper rate would be your fabric. So where are you sourcing your raw material from? Okay, now, as I mentioned earlier, you have a competitive market price of same outfit. So maybe it's cotton, it's linen, it's whatever the fabric is, you know, and that particular kind of fabric goes for like 14,000 naira, right? And then you decide to, that's a competitive market price. Remember, your cost of production is 10,000 naira. So you're not okay, no, let me just step up a bit. Let me go and do 15,000 naira per outfit as against 14,000 naira that the market is selling at. Okay. You must, at this point, ensure that you have a very strong messaging to convince your customers why your fabric or why your outfit is going at 15,000 naira, why the other fabric is at 14,000 naira. And remember that we had talked about you what is your unique selling point? Okay, so what is that thing you want to that you're going to use as bragging rights? What's that thing you're going to say you're doing better than your competitors is the reason yours is going at a slightly higher price? Okay, now that means expected profit per outfit is just 5,000 naira, which is a 50% profit. Understanding your profitability analysis. So with this in mind, you now ask yourself, if I'm going to make 5,000 naira on every outfit, okay, and guess what? I want to recoup my capital in 6 months. So let's do this math, okay? Is it possible? Now, the tactic we are analyzing, I go back there, the tactic we're analyzing is tactic 2. And just like I said, when we eventually go to the session, which will be registered for the first session, flawless execution strategies with Eunice, we're going to be analyzing the other tactics and a whole lot of other flawless execution strategies you can use to grow your business. So the tactic we are, working on now is tactic 2. We are looking at how we can sell our 100 outfits in a lesser time frame. So, but first, remember the trends from the market has told us that you can sell 100 outfits in 3 months. So my selling price is what? My selling price is 15,000 naira. This is in 3 months. That means in per month, I need to be able to sell an average of 33, 34 outfits. Okay, so if I do that, of course, my selling price overall at the end of the day will be 1.5 million. Okay, so I have recouped my capital and I have a 500 naira profit on it. Project management thinking. But guess what? I'm going to do this in 3 months. Now, my cost of production and cost of overhead, remember, is 10,000 naira. It's 1 million naira, sorry. Now, when I divide that into 3 months, that means my cost of production plus overhead is roughly at 333,000 naira. So what is my overall profit in 3 months? Just like we have said, it's going to be 1 million minus 1.5 million that I'm going to make in 3 months. Now, what is my monthly profit? My monthly profit is going to be, in recouping my capital in 6 months, my monthly profit is going to be 166,000 naira and some fractions. So that's my monthly profit. Guess what? How about if I can now devise better means to sell off in 2 months? Okay, and when we go back to the PowerPoint presentation, you see some of those things I've said there. In terms of expected sale, how you can double your sale, how you can get your customers to buy more and all of that. It's project management thinking. If you do not plan your business like your project, I'm sorry, it will be difficult to succeed as a businessman. Okay, now we're looking at selling off in 2 months. Okay, that means my monthly quantity will be 50 units. Remember, I have 100 units of garments to sell. I have 100 units of outfit to sell. And same thing, my profit is still going to be 500,000. But guess what? My profit monthly is going to be 250,000 naira as against 166,000 naira. And how have I been able to almost double my monthly profit? It is just by mapping out project management strategies to sell off my outfits in 2 months as against 3 months. So what that means is that by the 3rd month, I have so much time on my hands. I could decide to do anything I want with my time. And because I'm a businesswoman, I am going to plan how to reinvest and probably how to make more garments so that in the next 1 month, instead of chilling, I'm making some more money, right? Good. Now, what are the final deductions from this practical application we have seen? The first thing is that, as I've said, you have made an additional monthly profit of 83,000 naira. Just deciding to reduce your sales duration from 3 months to 2 months. That is an extra 33% of profit you have made, utilizing project management thinking. Don't forget that. So you could then decide to make 150 outfits to be sold in 3 months with same production cost. So that by the 3rd month, while some other person, businessman A, is still struggling to sell his 100 garments or 33 garments per month, you have already sold off 50. And why the guy is still struggling to sell off his 100 garments in 3 months? By the 3rd month, you have moved to another stock and you're selling another 50 and you're tripling your profits. So just like I said earlier, you have successfully saved an extra 1 month and could decide to invest that time in something else. Go for a training, give yourself a treat, but don't eat your profits. Don't eat your future, all right? So hence, effectively reducing sales from 3 months to 2 months, you'll be able to recoup your 1 million naira investment in 4 months and not 6 months. Now, just imagine that you're one of those who have supported a family member or somebody, and then the person comes back to you in a lesser time frame and say, thank you so much. Or let's say you're a small finance business loan, outfit, a microfinance bank, and this customer is able to pay up even before the duration as planned. Will you not want to keep on supporting that person? So you can see that the benefits of project management is enormous. It cannot be quantified. I mean, it's just in the thinking. It's just you managing your business, with project management strategies. And then you see your profits begin to trickle in. Double it, triple it with just project management thinking in business planning. Okay, so if you have any questions so far, feel free to ask. I would go back to the PowerPoint presentation now, and we'll be done in the next, couple of minutes. So we carry on, and this we have analyzed using the Excel sheet that we just used. Okie dokie. Yeah, we've gone through this, we've gone through that. Okay, application of project management to grow your business. Now, I want you to take a screenshot of this. Develop a quick project plan to help you execute your business, okay? And send this to info@unisprimer.com. This is free mentoring. So you better take, advantage of this and, work on this, right? So send this to info. I'll leave this on the screen for a while. Take a screenshot, think through your business. What is your end goal? And I'm going to give you a guide. So you can also take a screenshot of this slide because this is like a checklist of things you probably want to, what you need to follow. So the first thing in developing a project plan would be, what is your deal? So what is your deal? What is that offer you're giving to the client? What is that need you want to, so for an instance, let's say you sell baby clothes or you sell baby toys or something. So who are your target audience? What are you offering? What kind of clothing are you offering? Are you selling comfortability? Are you selling being trendy? What exactly is that soft sell? Yes, we know the cloth is meant to cover the body, but there must be something emotionally tied to it. And then in drawing up your project plan, what is your end goal? Just like I said, feel free to take a screenshot of this. And then what is your look of success? What available capital do you have? Remember, we talked about that, all of these things we talked about when we're analyzing the business goal of investing 1 million naira, producing 100 garments and selling off and recouping your capital in 6 months. So what resources do you require? What is the cost of deal? What is your cost of sale? You have to stick to your budget and aim at making savings. Remember my story of the medal for the football players. You see what I mean? So you must stick to your budget. What budget do you have in mind? What budget have you planned for? And instead of exceeding that budget, you must make savings. That is one of the top skills of a great project manager. Now, expected sales. So, we talked so much about reducing the duration of sale from 3 months to 6, from 3 months to 2 months, okay? So how are you going to do that? So maybe expected sales, you have a new business or it's an existing business, whatever it is, but it's a new product. So what is your entry market price? What is your launch price? For an instance, we're going to be sharing with you one of our products, which is called Flawless Execution Strategies, and we're coming in at the launch price, okay? And then after a certain couple of weeks, we're going to move to the regular pricing. So What is your strategy? Okay, how are you looking at making sales? Then again, the other part of expected sales will be for existing businesses. So for things like that, you want to consider what are the trends. So you see, if you do not understand the trends, you will not be able to really ascertain if you can do 2 months as against 3 months of sale. Now you already have an existing database of customers, loyal customers, okay? Do you want to consider loyalty packages? Do you want to consider and niche marketing for loyal customers? You want to look at bragging rights, exclusivity. I mean, it's a whole lot that you can do. And then your competitive prices. So those things you're selling, what are the competitive prices? What is your market survey? The market survey you have done, what has it shown up? And then of course, your profitability analysis is key. And finally, your periodic reviews and checks, which will now help you adopt best practices in your business that would continually see business growth. Now, if you have any questions, please drop. Now, if execution is at the heart of excellence, then execution is at the heart of business growth. And so we're introducing a flawless execution strategy to you. Okay, it's going to be a webinar, it's going to be a one-on-one, it's going to be a mentoring or coaching, whichever package you decide to sign up for, it's fine. Now, the question is, are your business practices embedded in FIRST? FIRST, like I said, is flawless execution strategies to grow your business. And you know, one of the challenges we have is how to walk the talk. We know how to analyze, we can ideate, we have fantastic ideas, we have fantastic dreams. But hey, if you do not work on your dreams, if you do not work at your dreams, they will never come to fruition. You will never see them. They will never come alive. Okay, so in walking the talk, there is what we call the action part. You must be focused, you must be dogged, you must be determined, you must be convinced. Remember the hand connection. You must roll up your sleeves and do it. Just roll up your sleeves and do it and stop the talk. So the question, guys, will you allow me help you project manage your business for profit using the flawless execution strategy? It's time to make some money. A little more does not hurt. Abi, does it hurt? Come on. No matter the millions or the billions you have, a little more always makes a whole lot of sense, huh? You know what I mean? And then you want to grow your business easily. You want to sign up for FIRST. You want to click on the link right here in the chat room. Okay. Launch offer is at 10K only. That's just $23 and the regular offer at 15K. And that will be after about 2 weeks. Okay. And you can start by making a 33% savings on your training budget. So question and answer, guys. We're at the end of this now. Thanks so much for coming in. So question and answers. Yeah. Okay, question and answers. Okay, any questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, you want to tell us what you have learned, you want to tell us what you have gained from this session, can we please drop a comment in the chat room? Okay, what have you learned? Do you desire sustainable business growth? Then sign up for FIRST. What have we learned? What have we learned, guys? What have we learned? What have we learned? Okay. Any comments? Any questions? I promise us it's going to be short, sweet, and sharp. And finally, is your business rooted in FIRST? Would you be able to beat your chest and say, yes, my business is embedded in flawless execution strategies? Will you be able to do that? And that's it, guys. Flawless execution strategies with Eunice Brymer, like I said, one-on-one sessions, okay? And that runs for 60 days or 90 days, group coaching webinar, okay? Yeah, we're gonna have the webinar in the next couple of weeks. Just watch out so that you can sign up. And then you can actually sign up on the link now. Just click on the link in the chat room and you sign up. Do not forget to submit your assignments to info@eunicebrimer.com. To gain and grow more in your business, sign up for FIRST. So guys, that's about it. And thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for coming around. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate, yeah. Everyone that came, thank you so much from all parts of Nigeria. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Okay, so that will be all for now. Thanks, guys. Make sure you click on that link and make sure you sign up. All right. Thanks so much and have a great evening. Bye-bye.